Alright folks, I got the G288 warming up, got my chaps on, got to just put the helmet on and start cutting up the pine. But as I go, I gotta cut these nubs off because they all broke off as the tree fell, so, and as I drug the logs out, so it's going to be a bit of a pain. So we'll see how good the G288 does on fuel on this tank, and I'll run it all the way through without stopping. So if I cuss, that's where an edit point comes in. So I'm not sure how good the video quality is going to be. The camera looks awful dark. Either that or it's my glasses that are making it dark, so I got those transition lenses. So grab the helmet. Yeah, G288 has a pretty sweet muffler to it. Tighten the chain up. So that's going to be the only pause here. Alright, let's see how it restarts. One tank of gas. Well, as you can see, it was hitting the lean out just before, and I know I hit some dirt. The chain is not very sharp in some spots, so I kind of buggered it up. Made a few more cuts after that, and it just didn't feel right. It was struggling, so I was gonna abandon it anyway, but when reaching with the tip, it was struggling. A little bit more on the fuel consumption and the runtime from the last video I did. I was disappointed. I talked to my dealer and learned a lot. This G288 clone of the 288 XP or 88 XP, whichever you want to call it, in comparison to my 572 XP. The fuel tank is a little bit bigger, but it burns fuel at twice the rate per minute. And here's why. It's the older engine technology. This saw came out, this design is pre-X-Torque. So the X-Torque helped get fresh air into the cylinder, clean air that so it can burn, so the next charge can burn better, and the saw's got better fuel consumption, a little bit better. Then the next generation came out, which I think is the oh shoot, what do they call it? The auto tune or something was the next step up, I think. That got even better, that generation of saws. So by the time they got to the 5 series, they were really good. The 3 series was good, better. The 5 for the XPs is even better. And that's the reason why this saw sucks a lot of fuel. But when you have the sharp chain on there, it's got great power. It's got its 0.3 of a horsepower more than the 572 XP. But I think it's got a little more torque. It could pull the 28 bar better, I think. It sucks. I was going to cut with this again tomorrow, but I got to sharpen it up, and it's cold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the other saws. So then maybe Sunday I'll get it sharpened up. But I'll be running the other saws and shooting one video segment there. We got what? Counting the warm-up time in the first segment when I revved it up. We got what, 22, 23 minutes? I'll have to double check, but yeah, that's it. It got a little better in the pine. A little more on and off. That big oak really sucks fuel no matter what saw, but it affects these old tech saws even more. But don't let that shy you away from buying the saw. That, yeah, it's the weight is the big thing on this saw. This saw is heavy, but I'm fixing that. I got a couple of lightweight bars on the way. 24-inch bars. The 28, I'm getting a little in trouble with hitting the dirt, so I think I'm going to run a 24 on this saw unless I cut something big. That's where I ran into trouble. I didn't quite know where the tip is, and for my height, the 28 is just too long. 24, I'm not into dirt much, if it, much at all. So I'm going to run the 24. Yeah, that's what I think of the G288 Holzfforma chainsaw. It's a good saw for what it is. You just got to keep in mind it's the old tech, and if you're comparing this to a new one, you're at like, say with their bar and chain into it for like under say $300 shipped or something like that. I have to look, but it's cheap. Whereas a $395, you're looking at 572 XP, you're at just under $1,200. We'll say $300 and $1,200, okay? That $900 buys you a heck of a lot of fuel. For that matter, if you want to save even more money, get the G372 XP saw. I recommend the Pro one over this if you want good power, but you don't want the weight of this saw. Go to the 372 XP. That Pro Saw is supposed to be pretty good. But overall, I'm starting to like this saw. I could tell it started to wake up a little bit. It's also a lot colder than the last time I ran it. You could see it's freaking snowing now. Whereas before, it was like, what? In the 50s, I think? Something like that. So with the cold air and another tank of fuel, it's starting to come alive. It's only the third tank, so I think it's starting to wake up a little bit. But hitting that dirt did not help. It's when I was way up here like this, you know, cutting into the log. You might have seen that part. I know I hit the dirt. It was still a little sharp, and I must have hit a clump of dirt on the one of the logs shortly after that, and then it just wasn't very good unless I could get the power head right up to it. So, yeah, if you want to buy the G288 Holzfforma chainsaw, go ahead. It vibrates a little more, but you can get anti-vibe gloves that help with that. It's just the old design. That's all. Nothing wrong with it. It runs fine. Idles, restarts fine, as you can see. It was a cold start. I did not fuel it up since the last time I ran it, so hey, it starts fine. It runs good. Overall, it's excellent. So go ahead, buy one. You won't be disappointed for the most part if you keep in mind what it is. It is the old tech. Don't expect new saw technology performance out of the old saws. So I'm going to go home, get something to eat, and come back tomorrow ready to go. Till next time, folks, take care, get out there, do something, have fun doing it.